Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob's Rig. So you're in the market, you're going to the dealer, you're going to buy a brand new Jeep Wrangler, right? What are some of the imperfections when you're doing that inspection, and you should do an inspection, and if the dealer you're at is any good, they should tell you to do that as well. Take a walk around the Jeep, look at things that could be wrong, that maybe need to be noted, so that they fix them before you pony up the money, right? So that you have it documented, noted somewhere when things are wrong. So what are some of the imperfections that you should look for if you're out looking to buy a new Jeep Wrangler? It says here, when buying a brand new Jeep Wrangler, you should primarily look for factory assembly flaws, paint imperfections, and loose electrical connections. Something that I think is well known with the Jeep, or at least I've heard a lot about it. Sometimes in the fuse box, they don't push all the fuses down. You might have things that don't work, you might discover later. Check those, pop the hood, pop the fuse cover, push those things down, make sure they're all properly seated, right? So that if something isn't working, it's not something as simple as just a fuse, right? Because Wranglers are built with modular, removable parts and unique metal pairings, they are prone to specific quality control oversights before they even leave the dealership lot. Again, you want to note these things before you sign that paperwork and take off, right? So here is a bit of a checklist, I guess. And they even tell you to bring a flashlight so you can look into all those dark spots that might matter. Number one, exterior paint and panel alignment. I've always argued that the Jeep should be washed and cleaned before you sign the paperwork, not after. And maybe this is why they don't do it this way, because that's the best time to see if there's any little imperfections or dents or scratches or anything like that. It says, hinge and seam paint bubbling, galvanic corrosion, I believe they call it. Check around the aluminum door hinges, hood seams, and tailgate. Wranglers use aluminum panels bolted to steel hinges, which can trigger galvanic corrosion and paint bubbling right out of the factory if not sealed correctly. In other words, you want to make sure that you keep those two metals, different metals, from touching each other because they can react and cause problems, right? Door flushness. Look down the body lines, ensure the upper corners of all the doors sit flush with the roof and body. This might lead to that leaking problem that we've mentioned in other videos, right? Misaligned cabin doors will cause immediate leaks, as I just said. Hard top, freedom panels, scratches. Check the very top of the roof. It is common for tops to get scratched or chipped during factory shipping or dealer handling. And I'll tell you, those panels, what ride right across up on the top, are pretty fragile. You wouldn't think so, but they really are pretty fragile, right? You have to make sure that you don't have any issues with any kind of chippage. Sorry about the phone call there. With any kind of chippage or anything like that, right? You want to make sure that it's brand new when you get it. I stored one underneath the bed, I don't know, a while back, and when I took it out, I discovered a chip on one of the corners. Probably from vacuuming up against the bed, I don't know, but it was one that I actually had done myself, right? Next up, number two, under the hood and electrical. More important things here, right? There's nothing worse than an electrical gremlin, particularly on a new vehicle. Loose fuses, mentioned that earlier. Open the main fuel box in the engine bay and firmly press down on every single fuse. A very common factory oversight is fuses that are not fully seated, which cause random dashboard warning lights and infotainment glitches later on. I've heard a lot about these kind of things with the Jeep Wrangler. It can be fixed easily if you just make sure everything is seated properly, right? Fluid levels. Verify the power steering fluid uses a specific green mineral oil, and the engine coolant, a distinct 10-year purple fluid, are filled to the correct lines as they often leave the factory low. Another simple thing you can check, and why not have the dealership correct it if it happens to be low or wrong, right? Number three, Roof and weather stripping. Deformed rubber seals. Inspect the rubber gaskets where the roof meets the windshield frame and the doors. Look for folded, pinched, or torn weather stripping that will allow water into the cabin. Again, another big complaint about the Jeep Wrangler is it leaks. Check these things. Make sure they're right. Soft top alignment. If buying a soft top, verify the fabric is pinned correctly into the surrounds and the rear window zippers function smoothly without binding. If you're going to be taking the tops off, particularly with a soft top, you want to make sure that you can actually do it and all of those zippers and things actually work properly, and make sure that where they go in, they tuck underneath, those little flaps you may have seen, that they're not broken or damaged. Number 4, interior and electronics. Uconnect screen delamination. I don't think I've heard of this one. Turn on the infotainment screen and look closely for any internal bubbling, peeling, or cloudiness along the edges of the glass. Definitely something you want to make sure is right before you leave that lot. These things are expensive, and the last thing you want is a dealer to claim that you did something to cause a crack or a bubbling or something wrong with the screen. Make sure that it's on them, right? It's going to cost you a lot of money otherwise, potentially. Defroster alignment. Turn the front windshield defroster on high and verify that airflow is coming out evenly across the entire base of the glass. This is to make sure that all of that tubing and those ports and things that exist are in the right spot. There's nothing blocking them or anything like that. And of course, you'll find out when you're driving down the freeway some morning or you just left your house, the window fogs up, you hit the defroster and nothing clears. That's horrid. Number 5, undercarriage and welds. Again, another very important thing to look at. Frame weld splatter. Squat down. They even tell you how to do it. Squat down and look at the frame rails and suspension brackets. Check for messy structural welds, bubbling, unpainted weld spots, and premature surfaced rust on the frame. You know, for years, Jeep has gotten a bad rap about rust. And it's one of the biggest things I think most people look at or should look at if you're in the used market buying a Jeep, because it'll be loaded with rust if it wasn't done right. Now, the last thing you want to do is write that check, drive off the lot, go to wash it one day. Maybe you're looking underneath for some reason, installing some side steps or something, and you notice there's an exorbitant amount of rust on the frame. You could have avoided that if you just would have checked it at the dealer. And I would even choose a different version or a different model that the dealer might have on the lot if I discovered the one I was looking at had this frame rust problem. Particularly if you're going to keep it for a while, it's definitely something that you need to be aware of and you don't want to deal with 5, 6, 7 years later, right? Anyway, that's just a list, I guess, of the imperfections that you should look for before you ever buy that brand new Jeep Gladiator. Leave a comment, let me know. You ever look for these things, or do you just kind of glance at it and then run in, sign the paperwork, they go ahead and wash it and you drive home and maybe discovered something later? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.